Welcome back. Wherever you are right now, I'm grateful that you are here. James chapter 4 opens with one of the most uncomfortable questions in the entire letter. Where do wars and fightings among you come from? Don't they come from your pleasures that war in your members? Take a moment to sit with that before we move on. Not the theological question, the personal one. Think about the last real conflict you were in, not a minor understanding, an actual fight with a spouse, a friend, a family member, or maybe a coworker. Something that left a mark. Where did it come from? We usually have an answer ready. They did this. They said that. They didn't listen. They didn't care. They were selfish. And maybe some of that is true. But James is asking a different question. He's not asking what the other person did. He is asking what was already living inside of you before the conflict even started. He says, wars and fights come from your pleasures that war in your members. The word pleasures here is the same root as the word for hedonism. It refers to cravings, desires, appetites, things you want so badly that when they go unmet, the frustration turns outward. You wanted to be heard, to be respected. You wanted things to go your way, peace on your terms. And when you didn't get it, the war started. To be clear, this is not an accusation. This is an invitation to look honestly at the machinery running underneath of your conflicts. This is an opportunity for all of us to examine our hearts and be honest. Verse 2 is one of the most raw and direct things James writes in this entire letter. You lust and don't have. You murder and covet and can't obtain. You fight and make war. You don't have because you don't ask. There is a rhythm to that verse that is worth sitting with. You want something. You can't get it. So you fight for it. And you still don't have it. James is describing a cycle that most of us know all too well, even if we've never named it. The striving, the grasping, the exhausting effort to secure something. Maybe it's comfort, security, love, control, or recognition through our own effort and force of will. And at the end of all that striving, the thing we wanted is still out of reach. Then James says something that might almost feel too simple. You don't have because you don't ask. Let's stop here for a second. How much of what you are straining and fighting for right now have you actually brought to God in honest prayer? Not a quick mention, not a passing thought, but a genuine, open-handed conversation with the Father about what you actually want and why you want it. James is not saying that prayer is a vending machine. He addresses that in the very next verse. But he is saying that the first instinct of a person who trusts God is to ask, not to fight, not to manipulate, not to force. If your first instinct in a moment of unmet desire is to fight for it yourself, that tells you something about where your trust actually lives. You ask and don't receive because you ask with wrong motives, so that you may spend it on your pleasures. This is the honest follow-up to the previous verse. Some of us do pray, we ask, and we don't receive. And James says, look at your motives. This is not meant to make you feel guilty every time you pray for something that you want. God is a good father, and he genuinely delights in giving good gifts to his children. James himself told us that in chapter 1. But there is a difference between bringing your desires to God and using prayer as a way to get God to cooperate with your agenda. The question James is asking is, when you pray for this thing, what is the end goal? Is it so that you can be more generous, more present, more free to serve? Or is it so that you can be more comfortable, more secure, more in control? Let's stop here for a second and just think about that. Think about something that you've been praying for. What is the honest answer to the question? What would I do with it if I got it? James 4:4 says, "You adulterers and adulteresses, don't you know that friendship with the world is hostility towards God? Whoever therefore wants to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God." James uses strong language here. Adulterers. It is a word that comes from the Old Testament prophets, who described Israel's unfaithfulness to God as spiritual adultery, when God's people turned to the world for the things that only God could give. Security, identity, satisfaction. The prophets called it what it was. James is using the same image. Friendship with the world, in the way James means it, is not about enjoying good things in life or engaging with culture. It is about the posture of your heart towards the world's system. The system that says your worth comes from what you achieve, that security comes from what you accumulate, that happiness comes from getting what you want. When we chase those things as though they are the source of life, we are being unfaithful to the one who is actually the source of life. This is not a call to fear the world or withdraw from it. It is a call to notice where your heart is actually anchored. So sit with me for a second and let's think about this. Where do you go when you feel empty? Where do you go when you feel afraid? Where do you go when you feel unseen? Do you go to God? Or do you go to the world's substitutes first? And I'm sure, like with everyone else listening to this, I have things in my life that I am better at bringing to God than others. I think we can all name at least one thing that we have trouble letting go of. Or do you think that the scripture says in vain, the Spirit who lives in us yearns jealously? This is one of the most tender verses in the chapter, and it is easy to read past it. The Spirit who lives in you yearns jealously. That word yearns carries real weight. It is not a passive, distant interest. It is an intense longing. The Spirit of God who made his home in you is not indifferent to where your heart goes. He is not unmoved when you turn away from him towards lesser things. He yearns. This is not the jealousy of a controlling, insecure person. This is the jealousy of a father who knows what is best for his child and watches them reach for things that will only hurt them. The world offers substitutes for the things that only God can give, and the Spirit inside you, the one who knows the difference, yearns for you to come back to the real thing. That is not condemnation. That is love. One of the most beautiful stories in the Gospels is the prodigal son. In the story, you have a father who is watching the road, waiting for his child to return. This is not a father who is off doing other things without a care in the world. His priority, his main care is his son. And he is putting everything else aside. He's watching the road, yearning, longing. James 4:6 says, "But he gives more grace." Therefore it says, God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. After everything James has said, the conflicts, the wrong motives, the friendship with the world, the unfaithfulness, he does not end with condemnation. He ends with grace. He gives more grace. Whatever you have been chasing, whatever you have been fighting for, whatever you have been trying to secure on your own, he gives more grace than all of it. But notice the condition that follows. God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. This is a quote from Proverbs 3:34, and it is one of the most consistent themes in all of Scripture. God is not withholding grace from you as a punishment. He is simply unable to pour grace into a life that is clenched shut in self-sufficiency. Pride says, I can handle this. I don't need help. I will get what I need on my own. Humility says, I can't. I need you. I am open. Grace flows into open hands. Be subject, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners. Purify your hearts, you double-minded. These two verses are often quoted in pieces, but when they are read together, they form a single movement, a turning. submit to God. Resist the devil. Draw near to God. Let's slow down and notice the order here. Submission comes first. Before you can resist anything, before you can draw near to anyone, there has to be a surrender, a laying down of the self-sufficiency, the self-promotion, the striving. And then James says something that is both convicting and deeply hopeful. Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. He will draw near to you. You do not have to earn your way back. You do not have to clean yourself up before you approach Him. The act of drawing near is itself the beginning of the cleansing. Cleanse your hands, you sinners. Purify your hearts, you double-minded. Double-minded appeared back in chapter 1. The person who is unstable, pulled in two directions, trying to hold on to God with one hand and the world with the other. James is not calling you worthless. He is calling you back to wholeness, to a life that is not divided, to a heart that is not trying to serve two masters at the same time. What would it look like for you to draw near today? Not in some grand, dramatic gesture, just one honest step toward Him, one moment of laying something down. James 4:9-10 says, "Lament, mourn, and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning, and your joy to gloom. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and He will exalt you." This is probably the most misread passage in the chapter. James is not saying that Christians should be miserable. He is not saying that joy is wrong or that laughter is sinful. He's speaking to people who have been living carelessly, people who have been chasing the world's pleasures, fighting for what they want, living as though God is not watching and eternity is not real, and doing all of it with a kind of breezy, self-satisfied lightness. He is saying, take this seriously. Let the weight of this land. There is a kind of grief that is actually healthy. The grief of seeing clearly, seeing where you have been, what you have been chasing, how far you have drifted, and letting that reality move you rather than brushing it off. That grief is not the end. It is the doorway. Because James closes with one of the most beautiful promises in the letter. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and He will exalt you. He will exalt you. You do not have to fight for your place. You do not have to promote yourself. You do not have to secure your own future. Humble yourself before the one who holds all things, and He will lift you up in His time and in His way. That is the invitation at the heart of James chapter 4. Not striving, not fighting, not grasping. Just this. Come back. Draw near. Open your hands. He will do the rest.